Hey everyone, this is Dean with DCA Crypto. Got to cover Ethereum and Bitcoin in this video, what's going on with both of these, and why I'm bullish for what's to come in the market this year. I'd appreciate if you subscribe to my channel, smash that like button, and let's jump into it. Alright, so we're going to jump into the charts here. I'm going to cover some things with Ethereum and Bitcoin in this video and why I'm bullish on what's to happen in these upcoming months here for the Bitcoin bull run that we're about to experience. So let's jump into it here. Bitcoin currently at 52,000. ETH actually hit $3,000. So it's at its highest point since 2022. So once Bitcoin can kind of stay steady here and just kind of go sideways for a while, you'll see a lot of the funds start flowing into these alts. Ethereum hopefully will be taking off. And once Ethereum takes off, we could go into a full-blown alt season here. So I'm going to jump into this article here. Ethereum price hits $3,000 for the first time since 2022. Ether's price topped out at the 3,000 level on February 20th for the first time since April of 2022. So just under 2 years for this. ETH climbed to a price of $28.81 on February 19th. It surged more than 4% in the last 24 hours and reached $3,000. We'll have to see where it's at when this video actually comes out in the morning. Could be higher than $3,000. It just depends on what happens with it overnight. Hopefully it keeps going on a rally here. Ether's price performance comes as the market awaits for a possible approval of a spot Ethereum ETF. So this could happen possibly in the near future, but we'll have to see that. Current odds of the poly market indicate a 45% likelihood of a spot ETF Ethereum approval, so that's not that high. Wealth management firm from Bernstein recently suggested ETH may be the only other cryptocurrency to secure an ETF spot in the United States. Ethereum, with its staking yield dynamics, environmentally friendly design, and institutional utility to build new financial markets, is well positioned for mainstream institutional adoption. Bloomberg's forecast from Eric Balchunas, I'm not sure if they're pronouncing that correctly or not, he forecasted a 70% chance of approval here. And here's a tweet from Moo Blockchain. And I think there's a good chance of this getting approved because I believe they kind of did the same thing where they did the futures ETFs with these before, so they just would have to convert them into a spot ETF if ARK did that, I believe that they did. I may be inaccurate on that, but I think they did the same thing. So it would make sense that they could just convert it into a spot ETF. And, the worst thing that could happen is the SEC declines it, but then they go to court over it and they would win the lawsuit on that. And more than likely, it would be declared that they have to turn this into an ETF at some point for a spot ETF. So we'll have to see what happens. That's pretty much the same thing that happened with Bitcoin before. So, it could be a longer battle than just until May, but we'll have to see. That's, only 3 months away from here. Ethereum's Denken upgrade, which is targeted for March 13th, is expected to implement several EIPs, including EIP 4844, which introduces proto-dank sharding. And this upgrade simplifies the transaction process by storing some data off the blockchain, speeding up transactions and cutting costs. So that would be really good for Ethereum if they can get that implemented. We really need the Ethereum gas fees to come down because it's really hindering the network and trading on Ethereum. And sure, there's lots of layer 2s and stuff out there, but that stuff can get really complicated for people that are new to crypto to start using a lot of that. So hopefully they get the gas fees down where you'd be able to do swaps and stuff on the network and NFT mints for a lot cheaper. Now, I think it's going to take a lot more than this upgrade to make that happen. This might make it slightly cheaper, but I don't think it's going to make it into the, where it only takes a few cents or less, like some of the other blockchains. Solana, it takes like less than a penny to do a transaction on Solana. So hopefully we can get Ethereum down to some point like that in the future, but it's going to take a lot of upgrades to get to that. Alright, so I'm going to play a clip of this video here. Michael Saylor actually did an interview on TV recently talking about Bitcoin because MicroStrategy, his company, has invested in Bitcoin since late 2020, I believe. And they've been investing in it heavily, investing all their revenue into Bitcoin. And he's very bullish on Bitcoin. And they're about to ask him what he plans on doing because he's in good profits now with his Bitcoin, and when he's going to start taking out profits on this. So I think you guys should see this interview here. It's actually really, I just love listening to Michael Saylor talk about Bitcoin. It makes you just want to go out and buy it.
But let's talk about your existing holdings. As I mentioned in the intro, now worth around $10 billion. You have paper gains of about 70% or so, which a lot of people would like to see that sort of return. At any point, would you sell? When would it make sense to take profits there?
Well, I've famously said I'm going to be buying the top forever. Bitcoin is the exit strategy. It is the strongest asset. So what we see right now is that Bitcoin has just emerged as a $1 trillion asset class, and it's alongside names like Apple and Google and Microsoft. But the difference between Bitcoin and the Magnificent Seven is Bitcoin's an asset class. It's not a company. There's not enough room in the capital structure of those companies to hold $10 trillion or $100 trillion worth of capital. So Bitcoin's competing against gold, which is 10x what it is right now. It's competing against the S&P index. It's competing against real estate, $100 trillion plus asset class as a store of value. So we believe capital is going to keep flowing from those asset classes into Bitcoin because Bitcoin is technically superior to those asset classes. And that being the case, there's just no reason to sell the winner to buy the losers.
So it's pretty funny. Michael Saylor, as you guys know, is extremely bullish on Bitcoin, and he's gone all in on it. And so far, it's paid off for him, so good for him. But when you listen to him talk about Bitcoin, man, it makes you just want to go out and buy some Bitcoin. This article here, VanEck Bitcoin ETF notches 1,400% daily trading volume increase here. And so this is really bullish for Bitcoin. VanEck Spot Bitcoin Exchange Traded Fund, the ETF, has experienced a sudden and drastic trading volume uptick, leading market commenters looking for the reason why. Its fund, which sports the ticker HODL, saw 258 million in trading volume on February 20th, nearly a 15 times increase in volume from the previous day. So this post here says, HODL's going wild today with 258 million in volume, already a 14x jump over its daily average, and it's not one big investor, which would make sense, but rather 32,000 individual trades. It's 60x its average. Not sure how to explain it. Maybe it was added platform over the weekend. They're asking what happened here, but they're talking about a volume spike, which was an influx of about 32,000 individual trades, and a 60 times the normal average from a single large. It's not from a single large investor. They're still trying to figure out what happened here exactly. You're seeing the effects of Bitcoin on the stock market and what is going to happen with the stock market. It's going to start creating FOMO into crypto and into Bitcoin here, especially if it starts taking off and reaches a new all-time high. You're going to see a lot of these people that have been trading on Wall Street and that start jumping into crypto even more than they have before. And everybody and their grandma is going to be jumping into crypto for this bull run, and it's going to absolutely take off and go crazy. So hope you guys have your seatbelts buckled and that you're ready for an awesome bull run. So hopefully all the market stays bullish and everything goes well. That doesn't mean we won't get a correction in the next few months or so, you know, after the halving. So that would be a good thing, believe it or not, if that actually happens, if we get a deep correction, because that'll give, you know, people that have been waiting for a good entry to get into the market before we push up higher. It's always good to have some kind of deep corrections along the way before we take off to the next level. We just don't want to keep going up and up and up because it makes for a weak bull run. That's what happened last time. That's why we only reached 69,000 in the last bull run. So hopefully we get a deeper correction, you know, maybe down to the, you know, 35, 38,000 mark, and you know, jump back up from there and take off into the main bull run. That's what would be the most bullish scenario for this bull run, believe it or not, if that happens. I know a lot of people don't want to hear that because they like seeing green in their portfolios, but overall in the long run, that's the healthiest thing that could happen for us if that happens. And if it does, I'm going to be, you know, putting some more funds into the market for sure and getting ready for that to take off if we get a big correction like that. But maybe we won't. Maybe we'll just take off in the main bull run. But if that happens, it's not going to be as crazy of a bull run likely as what it could have been if we get a healthy correction before that. So just want to cover that in this video, guys. So I'm pretty bullish on what's going to happen in the markets in these upcoming months. I've got my bags packed. If you don't have your bags packed, there's still time to get it packed before the bull run. Just start dollar cost averaging into these projects, and then if you get a dip in the market, that's when you put in a little bit more money. That's how I play the game. This is not financial advice. I'm not telling you guys what to do. I'm just telling you guys what I would do personally if I were in a certain situation. So really appreciate all of you that watch my videos, guys. Don't forget to hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate it. And don't forget to check out my free Telegram. The link is in the description below and the pinned comment. You just have to scroll down to see the Telegram link in there. And that's pretty much what I got for this video, guys. We'll see you on the next one.
Tell me what you want, what you need. Tell me, tell me, tell me. Tell me what you want, what you need. Tell me, tell me, tell me.